Star Wars is one of those properties, Mason, it can't help itself in terms of just tangling a wicked web of deceit and lies in terms of its continuity.
But that's what we want. We want a wicked web of deceit and lies because we want to be like, I mean, sure, this is a wicked web of deceit and lies, but that guy's wearing that hat from the other thing.
Yeah.
It's the guy with the hat.
We like recognizing different hats.
I love
and
recognizing
who's wearing the
hats. Yeah,
exactly.
Because maybe one of them's Boba Fett's hat. You know his famous bounty hunter hat?
The hat that he wears.
Yeah. Remember when Timothy the Oliphant was wearing his bounty hunter hat?
The famous hat that he wears.
Or maybe he didn't wear a hat. I'm largely unfamiliar with Star Wars, so...
Okay, listen, you don't need to be, because what we're doing here, I'm going to go through 9 different continuity errors in Star Wars across all the canon, but I'm talking new canon.
Also, maybe that time when Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, I never knew your father.
No, he said that he did know him. Also.
I never knew him.
I don't know what you're talking about. If anything, you left him next to a volcano.
But we're not talking about that.
No, this is all the new stuff. It encompasses all the media, the comics, the video games, the animated series, the movies, the
breakfast cereal.
It's all there.
I never knew that this was made a part of a complete breakfast. I never knew that.
Anyways, let's start things off with number 9, Mason.
Go on.
So the second Death Star, I don't know if you remember this from the movie The Rise of Skywalker.
It's pronounced Death Star.
The Death Star, that's right, because it fires a deafening beam.
No, because every Saturday night they had a deaf comedy jam on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would have been an absolute riot, I'd imagine.
Can't do it these days.
No, you definitely can't.
Can't say anything these days.
Because it crashed.
It was exploded. That was destroyed. Yeah.
So if you remember in The Rise of Skywalker, there's large sections of it that are mostly intact that you see that's crashed into that planet.
Yes.
It's not the moon of Endor. It's a different planet. I don't care about the name of it. But in the video game Star Wars Battlefront 2, there's actually a level where you fly a TIE fighter through the wreckage and you see a large section of the dish floating in space when in fact...
It's already on the planet.
It's already on the planet. I mean, the fact that there's anything left of that at that size at all.
Battlefront 2, when is that set? Is that set after The Rise of Skywalker?
Set before all of the sequels.
Well, maybe it crashed.
Exactly. Double crashed.
Yeah.
Maybe it crashed and then landed exactly on the...
Maybe it's got a big magnet in it.
Maybe it's got a big magnet in it, mate.
Okay, look, what we're going to do here, I think we've discovered the through line of this video, which is we both attempt to rationalize the big continuity mistakes.
I'm happy to do that.
And if all of them involve a big magnet, I'm okay with that. But I think in this instance, it was in space.
Yep.
And then the orbit degraded.
Yep.
Then it crashed down to the planet, and there was a big magnet.
Yep, perfect. So Luke's X-Wing, if you remember The Last Jedi, he sunk his ship. He's like, I don't want to do no fly no more. I don't want to do nothing, all right? But then later in The Rise of Skywalker, Rey uses that X-Wing to go back into battle.
Yeah, right.
But the thing is, that X-Wing, I mean, sure, being submerged in water is not a big deal because they're airtight because they have to go into space for a time. You know
That
what
is
I mean?
correct, yeah.
Can't let any air in that. Or maybe a little bit. Maybe just a fraction.
Just like when you want to be like, this is what I like about flying my X-Wing, that space air.
Exactly.
Just a little whiff.
Just not a whiff. Well, there is also that theory in Star Wars that the space in Star Wars does have an atmosphere because of the noises and explosions.
Perfect, I love it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. The thing is, though, that ship shouldn't fly because the door of Luke's hut is made of an X-Wing wing, right? It's completely as a ship, you couldn't assemble it in the time required to get where you need to go. But magnets, if you could magnet it back together.
You can magnet it back together, probably, yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah, or maybe some sort of swamp glue.
Yeah, swamp glue's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't live in a swamp, but yeah, maybe he's got some.
Maybe he's got some swamp glue from Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, that's right.
He was like, I've got to go. I've got to seek my destiny, but I might need some swamp glue for 30 years' time.
It keeps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, number 7. See if you can magnet your way out of this one, Mason.
Okay.
So Rey and Poe, they actually meet on screen.
Magnetism. The magnetism is evident.
That is true. They actually meet on screen in The Last Jedi, right? We see that happen in the movie. But if you read the novelization of The Force Awakens, they actually meet at the end of that book before that scene in The Last Jedi takes place.
Oh, I see.
And here's the thing, right? It's always kind of been said that the novels are superseded by the movies, and they are a certain point of view, etc., and so forth. Star Wars quotes, and also it was probably based off an earlier script where that scene probably existed.
Yeah.
But magnets is what you're saying,
or a dream sequence?
Yep, done.
They're both dream sequences. They've never met. Those characters have never met. It's a shame.
Perfect.
I reckon they would have gone like a house on fire, but they never met. So sorry.
How about this one at number 6? So Snoke, this is also from a book, from The Force Awakens. He tells...
Books.
I know,
That were the
right?
end of us all, weren't they, these books?
Yeah.
Yuck.
Well, it's also hinted at in the movie The Force Awakens, but the quote is, Kylo Ren, this is what Snoke says, I watched the Galactic Empire rise and then fall, the gullible prattle on about the triumph of truth and justice, of individualism and free will, as if such things were solid and real instead of simply subjective judgments. The historians have it all wrong. It was neither poor strategy nor arrogance that brought down the Empire. So here's the thing, though. He was a dude in a tank. He wouldn't have seen any of that.
That's true.
But also maybe he got memories put at him. Or maybe he's a puppet of the Emperor and
Maybe
the Emperor's
he's
talking
saying,
through
saying that as the Emperor, yeah.
him. You know.
Maybe he was programmed to be a big liar.
He might have been, yeah.
Just always big noting himself down the pub, you know?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and then I had 1,000,000 spaceships. Yeah, you know how I got this big scar?
Yeah.
Rooting too many chicks. It's one of those guys.
It's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
What?
Don't ask me any follow-up questions.
No, and don't ask them. They're
Yeah.
all lies.
Yeah, they all live on Alderaan.
Yeah.
Lived.
Yeah. Number 5. So Chewie is given a medal at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
To represent the medal he didn't get at the end of
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 4, Episode 1.
But the thing is,
The first Star Wars.
That's right. In continuity, I think it happened in a comic. He did get a medal, but also it's a metaphor because it was Han Solo's medal and whatever. Do you know what I mean? But the point was that this is for the audience to see.
Sure.
Chewbacca's finally getting a medal. But if you know anything about Star Wars, right, you would know that
He's
Chewbacca
violently against medals.
Well, that
which is why, there's a scene in the original Star Wars,
Yep.
they cut it out,
Yep.
where he's offered a medal
Yeah.
and he kills the guy.
He kills the guy straight
They
up.
cut it out. People, the audiences didn't like it. Now, what's the actual reason?
Well, I was just going to say, so if you don't know anything about Star Wars, that scene means nothing because you wouldn't notice in the original Star Wars that Chewie didn't get a medal, right? A metal, like a magnet.
Yeah.
But if you know a lot about Star Wars, you would also know that in him getting that, it's pointless because he already got a medal in continuity. So it's for nobody, is my
Right.
point. Yeah. Anyways, number 4.
Maybe Chewbacca was like, I'd like a second medal, actually. Yeah. Guess who survived longer than anybody else?
I actually-
Old Chewie over here.
I did all
Gets
the
a
Star
second
Wars.
medal. I did every Star Wars.
I've been in every era of Star Wars, actually.
I was around every time a Death Star blew up.
That's true.
Maybe I did it. Who's going to contradict me? Han Solo, he's dead.
Yeah, I made sure of that.
Yeah.
I've said too much.
Number 4.
And I speak English.
I've been able to speak English this whole time.
Number 4, Kanan Jairus. Now, in
You've lost me.
Kanan Jairus he's got the ponytail and the soul patch. He's from Star Wars Rebels. He was a Jedi Padawan who
The little guy?
No, he escaped Order 66. He grew up, he became a smuggler, then he decided to be a Jedi again, and he trained the little guy.
I love that little guy.
Yeah, he trained Ezra, but Kanan Jairus is voiced by Freddie Prinze
Would you say he's
Jr..
better than Ezra?
Probably not.
Okay,
Force-wise? I know you're making a joke about a band,
Yep.
but no.
Okay, great.
I guess not.
Great.
They have different abilities. You know what I mean? Anyways,
I can't remember a single better than Ezra song. So.
the one Good.
It's good that I don't know.
No,
That's
I
the
think
name
it's
of
a
the
song called Good.
Okay, right.
I can't remember.
All for You? Was that a better than Ezra song?
I think that's Sister Hazel.
It was Sister Hazel. Thanks. Yeah, I took a punt, but odds are if it was from the 90s, it was Sister Hazel.
It probably was, yeah. So there's a Kanan Jarrus origin comic where it shows how he survived Order 66. And it plays out differently in the Bad Batch, the animated series, than it does in the comics. So basically, in both versions, his master is killed.
Okay.
But she has a different lightsaber color. One also happens during the day and the other happens at night. And in the Bad Batch version, one of the Bad Batch actually assists him in escaping. So it supersedes the comic. But also, people don't...
I think also probably the comic one is like, it's the one he tells down the pub.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, I escaped by myself.
Yeah.
No, none of the other Bad Batch were involved.
Yeah. And
More like the unhelpful batch.
yeah, that's what I call them. Number 3. This comes from a visual dictionary, specifically the Star Wars Force Awakens visual dictionary. Right?
Oh.
So it says in that Han Solo uses his famous gold dice to win the Millennium Falcon. They make a big point of showing them in The Last Jedi because the next movie after that was going to be Solo.
Yeah.
And you want to see that gold dice.
You absolutely do.
You've seen Solo, right?
Yes.
So the way he wins it in a game at the end of the movie that doesn't use dice.
Oh.
Yeah. And he has them. Like the dice are in the movie, but they're already on a chain. And like a set of dice on a chain, if you were playing a gambling game and you went, actually, I've brought my own set of dice on a chain.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to let you participate.
No, this is legit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, just something to think about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he distracted people with the dice on the chain.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah. We don't like him.
Let's underestimate him because he thinks this is going to I got us.
Number 2. So Vader says to Leia, this one goes way back, in A New Hope, several transmissions were beamed to this ship, right? Because he's chasing the rebel plans.
But in Rogue One, James,
yes, Mason,
nothing was.
There was a transmission.
There was a tape.
But he saw a guy run down a hallway and pass it to another guy.
Yeah.
Onto the ship that Princess Leia was on. And he killed 40 men to get there.
That's right.
And he was very mad about it.
Yeah.
But was that all like pageantry? Because Leia's like, I don't know what you're talking about, diplomatic immunity or whatever. And he's like, none of your bullshit, please. What's going on here? Tell me the truth. You have to. I'm the president.
That's right.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think that is? Just like bluster, magnets?
Yeah, or like...
Did he get shot in the head on the way down that hallway?
I think maybe they gave him a briefing packet and he skimmed it.
Yeah, okay.
And he's like, oh, geez, was there one transmission or was there several transmissions?
Yeah.
I mean, if I say one...
Yeah.
There were several transmissions.
Maybe he didn't see the disc. You know?
He didn't see
he was
the
too
disc,
busy cutting people in half.
Maybe.
And at number 1... this is
Maybe he meant transfusions. All these men will require several transfusions.
This one at number 1, this is a very recent one when this video comes out because, you know, maybe you'll see it in the future and go, actually, that wasn't recent. But so we see Yoda's lightsaber. Luke lays out for Grogu some Mandalorian chain mail armor or Yoda's lightsaber. And he goes, you have to choose or I'll...
The manner of your death.
Yeah, or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
you will die either way.
That's right.
You get to choose.
But I mean, if you don't choose, I might choke you.
Yeah.
So
you got to make up your mind. So it's basically like, you know, what do you do, etc. You know what I mean? It's picking a destiny.
Gotta pick a side, all right.
That's right. But there's a Charles Soule Darth Vader comic book, and at the start of one of those issues, I believe it's the first one, you know, the big blue alien with the big horns who stands behind the Emperor all the time?
Yeah.
He's like...
Mr. Horny and Blue.
Yeah. He's got Yoda's lightsaber, and there's a big, like, presentation, and everyone's having, like a PowerPoint. And everyone's having a good look, and he throws it into a furnace.
Oh.
Right. So here's the thing. Charles Soule actually spoke about this, though, in 2019, because it's also visible in a Star Wars Complete Locations book in Yoda's hut.
Okay.
Right? So his lightsaber is there. And he said he built a new one, or he had more than one, or Palpatine made up a fake one to make a point. You know, errors. Enjoy you should. And I guess that's the point for me for, like, all of this. Sure, we nitpick, and we talk about magnets. But like, honestly,
I've never spoken about a magnet in my life.
If it serves like the overall story and you're telling a narrative, then that's the way it is. And also, like, the movies and the live action stuff always supersedes everything else.
I think
That
it's
is
way
the
more
continuity.
likely that when he threw it into the furnace had a secret portal to that magical time traveling tree, and then it came out in front of Luke, just in time. He's like, oh, geez, okay, I got the Mandalorian armor.
Yep.
I got that, but I need him to choose something. But
I
I
had
don't have
Yoda's
anything.
walking stick, but
Oh, this is handy. Here we go.
So, yeah. I also think that, like, this isn't like a Disney specific thing. I actually think they've been very good in terms of continuity because, like, George Lucas famously would just throw out everything and just be like, no, now it's this. You know what I mean? So, I don't have a problem with any of this. It's just the way it is, you know?
I'm mad about all of it.
Oh, yeah?
Every single one,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, at least one of us has a strong opinion.
That's right.
And at least one of us made it through this video. It's me. Mason's left, everybody. He's had enough.
I'm off to find more continuity errors and get mad at him.
So actually, you might be like, do you guys have a podcast? Yes. It's called The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. It comes out every Monday, and this Monday we are going to be talking about the Book of Boba Fett, our thoughts on the entire series.
That's right.
What does it mean for the greater future of Star Wars? Was it a good series in general?
Did they sneak in a couple of episodes of The Mandalorian because it wasn't doing that well? And they're like, we'll just put The Mandalorian in here.
I think it was planned out from the beginning, but maybe. Yeah.
I think we should, right at the start, they're like, we should definitely put 2 episodes of The Mandalorian in this because we know people won't like this one.
Also, if you don't want to hear that early, you can go to bigsandwich.co, where it goes up ad-free along with bonus movie commentaries. We've done every Star Wars movie, along with bonus podcasts, along with early videos, including Caravan of Garbage. It's like our own Patreon service that we created.
I mean, not personally. We're bad at technical things.
Yeah, somebody created it, but we have it.
We have it.
We have the keys.
Yeah.
And if you have a continuity error, what is it?
Yeah.
What's your favourite one?
What's your favourite Better Than Ezra song?
Great question.
Turns
also.
out Good is a Better Than Ezra song.
I was right.
Yeah. And Desperately Wanting. Do you remember that one?
No.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't.
Okay, great.
I don't remember it.
Wow.
Thanks, everybody, though. We appreciate it.
Grab that jam, you guys. We'll see you next week.